Okay, so last night the Butler Bulldogs played the DePaul Blue Demons at Hinkle Fieldhouse, and I gotta say, if this is not the most disgusted I have ever been after a Butler basketball game, it's real close. Butler blew it. They had a win in the bag, and they absolutely choked. 11-point lead in pretty much the last 2 minutes of the game, and they let DePaul in the game on an 11-0 run to send the game to overtime. Butler had the last shot in regulation. Wanted to get it to Dunham, ended up going to Rene Castro. And it's like Dan Dockich said on Twitter, is the only thing that a coach knows how to do in the last play of the game is run a high screen, try to get somebody an open shot. I mean, there's no movement going on down low. It's like they want the point guard to take the last shot, you know, and the pick always fails and the shot's always missed. And so I wasn't too happy with the management of the last shot of the game. Overtime comes and Butler completely lays an egg on defense. They allowed DePaul to score on every possession of overtime, and I'm pretty sure of it. If they didn't, it was maybe one possession they didn't, but DePaul had the ball a lot and they scored a lot in overtime. 14 points in overtime for both teams. Butler got behind early and then caught back up and hit the game tying shot by Jackson Aldridge, a floater, to send it to double overtime. And then once again another overtime period starts and Butler falls behind early. And this time they couldn't make it up. Guys were fouling out. Cameron Woods fouled out. Eric Fromm fouled out. Alex Barlow fouled out in regulation. Just not very happy with the team at the moment. This was a game they were supposed to win. They were 9-point favorites. I mean, you're at home. You have an 11-point lead in the last 2 minutes. You're playing freaking DePaul, the team that's picked to finish last in the Big East. The team that's always last in the Big East, no matter if it's the old Big East or the new Big East. And Butler flopped. Absolutely just terrible. Kyle Marshall only got 1 rebound, I believe. Yes, 1 rebound. That's 3 for the last 2 or 3 games. That's pitiful. He's not getting his touches. He should be getting more shots than getting the ball down low more often than what he is, but they shut him out late in the game. So Kellen Dunham forces up these goofy shots. Sometimes he hits them, sometimes he doesn't. He was 9 for 25 for the game, which is 36%, and that's worthless. I don't care that he scored 30 points. Percentage is all that matter. It was if Butler doesn't get it together now against, you know, very soon, they're going to be not even playing for the NIT. They're going to be going to the CBI. May not even get a postseason appearance anywhere because they might have a losing record. You're starting 0-3 in the Big East. All of these games they have been in down to the wire, and they've, you know, well, except for the Xavier game, they had that one, and then about in the last 10 minutes they just fell apart. It wouldn't be so upsetting because everybody's like, well, you got to take it easy on them because, you know, they were picked to finish, you know, in the bottom of the Big East. Everybody knew they were going to have a tough year because of all what they lost. And but you know what? I would have agreed with that sentiment if Butler had not played well against, you know, if they had not beaten Washington State on a neutral floor, if they had not given Oklahoma State a scare on a neutral floor, an Oklahoma State team that was ranked in the top 5 at the time. They played a very, well, you know, they played a very good Princeton team, one that could end up making the NCAA tournament, giving Harvard a run for their money in the Ivy League. Princeton only has 2 losses at this point. Purdue on a neutral floor, we saw how well they played against them, had a very hard time closing them out, and Butler's just struggling closing out games. But the point is, Butler played those teams real well. Villanova is another one that they played really well. Xavier, they played very well for about a half, and then this happens, and it's just so frustrating as a fan. Just so frustrating. When you know what they're capable of, when you've seen what they're capable of, and then they lay an egg. So, enough of that. Basically, they've got to get it together very soon, or this season's going to be a long one. For the players, Eric Fromm had 11 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Kyle Marshall, 15 points on 6 of 12 shooting. Cameron Woods, 17 points on 7 of 8 shooting. He had 14 rebounds, once again dominating the boards. He's a monster like that. Alex Barlow, 2 points on 1 of 2 shooting. Kellen Dunham, 30 points on 9 of 25 shooting. He was 6 of 14 behind the 3-point line. Elijah Brown had 4 points on 2 of 6 shooting. He was 0 of 4 behind the 3-point line. He's a feast or famine guy. Either everything's going to fall in for him or everything's not going to fall in for him. Jackson Aldridge, 3 points on 1 of 2 shooting. Rene Castro, 2 points on 0 of 2 shooting. He had his shots from the free throw line. Nolan Berry played, took 1 shot. It was from behind the 3-point line, missed it. No points. Andrew Shravis, 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting. He was 0 of 1 behind the 3-point line. Team stats. Butler shot 34 of 71 for 47.9% from the field. DePaul 32 of 55 for 58.2%. DePaul shot over 50% in this game, 58 freaking percent. Butler had 71 shots. That's 16 more than DePaul had and still lost this game. 3-point field goal percentage, Butler 6 of 20 for 30%. DePaul 8 of 14 for 57.1%. Where on God's green earth was the defense? Free throws, Butler 20 of 32 for 62.5%. DePaul 27 of 38 for 71.1%. Rebounds, DePaul 36, Butler 33. Butler had 14 offensive rebounds to DePaul's 9. Turnovers, Butler had 11, DePaul had 18. Again, what the heck, you know? Just... And then Butler had 20 points off turnovers, DePaul's 15. But points in the paint, DePaul had 40 to Butler's 38. Bench points, Butler 19 to their 10. Just second chance points, Butler 14, DePaul 12. You look at these statistics and you would think Butler will win this game, but like I said, they choked there at the end, and they got to get together because they get Georgetown at home on Saturday, which is tomorrow. So they've got to do a quick turnaround. But anyway, a frustrating Butler Bulldog Bill here. See you guys in the next video. Have a good one.